Welcome to Bay Focus. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm always happy when you do. You know, I've got my coffee. We're ready to go. This is going to be such a great show today. You know, Alyse Nicole, our reporter for the show, and if you watch us on a regular basis, she goes out into the community, finding some of the landmarks here in Central Florida and does stories on them. Well, she's got a great piece today on the Florida Aquarium, and we're going to go to that in just a moment. But stay tuned, because a little bit later throughout the remainder of the show, we have got an exciting event that involves Ballet Magnificat, which if you've never heard of them, a Christian ballet company, you want to find out on how you can experience their incredible performance for a great cause. And we're going to tell you more about that, so stay tuned for that. But first, we're going to start with Alyse Nicole's report from the Florida Aquarium. Let's take a look.
Tropical, tranquil, triumphant, treasures by the bay with Alyse Nicole. The Florida Aquarium hosts many amazing exhibits and extraordinary animals from right here in Tampa Bay's own backyard to exotic places all around the world. Come on out and see the new tide pool and celebrate 30 amazing years engaging the community.
Hi, this is Alyse Nicole reporting for Bay Focus and Treasures by the Bay, and we are here in downtown Tampa Bay at the beautiful,
Amazing Florida Aquarium with sea turtles, stingrays, sharks, colorful fish, and all manner of beautiful wetlands animals and beautiful people.
Welcome to the Florida Aquarium.
Thank you. It's such an opportunity and amazing honor to be here. Can you tell us what you do and what the latest happenings are
And how everything got started.
Well, we're celebrating our 30th anniversary, and we're really excited about that. On March 31st, 1995, we opened our doors, and we haven't looked back. We've engaged the community with our shared purpose to really safeguard marine wildlife while engaging in our community through conservation and education. We're really proud to be part of this amazing and vibrant community.
Awesome. What are some of the things you have coming down the pike that viewers can come out and see and get excited about?
Well, we just opened up some great exhibits. Recently, we opened up the tide pool, though. We're also having a great expansion. We have a $45 million sea change expansion that's going to really have an amazing exhibits added to what we have already. And that includes sea puffins. That includes California sea lions, and a larger space for our African penguins as well. So we're really excited to continue the phased openings that we've had already with the other exhibits I mentioned earlier.
I love penguins. They're like one of my favorite, next to sharks, as long as they don't bite me. Tell us about what you've kind of been a part of here.
Really being present, supportive, and make sure that we're there in untraditional roles. We've engaged kids from our neighborhoods who've had the chance to come in and be in the exhibit. We have a community sea trek program where kids get to actually, you don't even know how to swim. You can just come on in, put a helmet over, and you get to be in the exhibit with the actual fish and with our turtle, Sheldon, in our Hard to See exhibit. And it was so transformative because you want everyone to have that connection, because it's such a wonderful thing to be part of nature and to fight for nature, that one of the kids said, now I know how Neil Armstrong felt when he went on the moon. So that's the kind of transformative kind of experience that we want you to have here at the Florida Aquarium. We had record number of sea turtles that we saved this year. We also have coral reefs that we're doing, that we have an amazing program, that we are one of the first organizations to actually reproduce corals on land. In the world. So now they've expanded that, and we are working, and we have expanded our footprint and our reach. We have 670 different species. We have 19,000 different animals here. And if you haven't been here for a while, come on over. We want to see you, because we've been doing some exciting things.
And exciting new creatures you may never have touched before. Now onto the tide pool.
My name is Brett. I'm one of the associate curators here at the Florida Aquarium. So I worked with a lot of different animals, including this brand new tide pool that we're just opening that's right behind us. So it's very, very unique. It's 60 feet long. There's over 200 different animals coming from the Pacific Northwest. They're cold water, so they're 55 degrees, a little chilly. So to bring the Pacific Northwest here to us Floridians and our guests here in Florida, to be really good stewards for their species.
How did you attain all of these animals? How did you get them here?
So we get them in a lot of different ways. So we work with certified and accredited collectors in different parts of the country and the world to bring these animals to us in a very particular manner where we know how they get here and everything about them. I'm very excited about this, and there's a lot of really unique animals. We have over 200 different animals in this 4,000-gallon habitat here behind us. We have everything from green surf anemones, those are your really vibrant greens. We have ochre sea stars, they're a really pretty purple sea star coming from the Pacific Northwest. Spot prawns, which are a type of larger shrimp that are spotted. Some hermit crabs, different species of anemones. There's all sorts of different animals in this habitat. One of my favorite parts of this is the surge. So if you look behind me, there's a surge that mimics what it is naturally for these animals to give them that natural portion of their environment. And it goes off every 30 seconds to mimic that wave. So it's a really big wave. You can probably hear it or see it behind me. And then another really interesting part that I really think is a unique portion of this habitat is the mural behind us. So it's a hand-painted mural that mimics daytime and nighttime scenes. So every 12 minutes it's going to change from a daytime to nighttime. It's actually painted twice, with a normal paint as you normally would see in the daytime and fluorescent paint at night that's going to make all those colors pop, the stars and all the different details.
The stars are out twinkling right now. I can see them. And the moon. That is just stunning.
Why don't you close us out and invite everyone here?
So I invite you everyone to come out and see this new immersive habitat here at the Florida Aquarium and really enjoy it for yourself.
Boy, now we need to go to the Florida Aquarium. Thank you so much, Alyse, for that report. What an incredible organization they are. We're going to change direction now. As promised earlier in this program, we are going to spend the remainder of the show talking about an incredible event that involves Ballet Magnificat coming up in Lakeland at Victory Church. But let's first take a look at Ballet Magnificat. That gives you a little bit of a look at Ballet Magnificat. Wow, what an incredible dance organization and company this is. And we're going to find out more about them and what they're doing. But before we do, I'm going to introduce my guests who are going to talk to us about this incredible event and why it's happening. With us today, we have right next to me is Dan Stayskull, who is the founder of Whitethorn Events, who is bringing in this incredible event in Ballet Magnificat. Next to you is John Hoke, who is the co-director of Aviation Ministry Support Association. And then next to John is Dave McClama, who is the co-director of Aviation Ministry Support Association. You guys work on this together. Welcome, all of you, to Bay Focus. So glad to have you. And wow, I'm so excited about Ballet Magnificat's performance. And so I want to tell our viewers, again, they saw a little bit on the screen, but I'm going to start with you, Dan. Tell us what's happening. There's a big event coming up in Lakeland featuring this incredible ballet.
Yeah, so Ballet Magnificat's been doing this for a long time. They've been
Yeah.
around since the mid-'80s, and they're the premier Christian ballet company, professional company in the world, really. And something that happened a long time ago in 1956, in the jungles of Ecuador, 5 young missionaries were killed trying to reach an unreached tribe with the gospel. And during that time, their widows and one of the sisters of the men, Rachel Saint, so Elizabeth Elliot and Rachel Saint, eventually stayed behind, and they lived with the tribe for a while. And many of those tribe people became Christians, actually believed on Christ. And so Elizabeth wrote about this story in her best-selling book, Through Gates of Splendor. And so Ballet Magnificat has produced an event based on that story, and they're bringing it to Lakeland, and it is so powerful. It's especially with what the country is facing right now, a young widow facing the death of her husband and carrying on the work. And it's just a really powerful story, and I think it'll impact a lot of people.
You know, and of course told through the story of ballet, and it is going to be at Victory Church in Lakeland, correct? Friday, October 24th.
Correct, yes.
And you're going to be able to be seeing throughout the show website with Whitethorn Events. You can get tickets, and we're going to give you some specific information on how you can go see it, and special discount by watching Bay Focus about this as well. I think one thing we want to tell our viewers that don't know about Ballet Magnificat is who the founders are.
Oh yeah, so Kathy and Keith Thibodeau are the founders of Ballet Magnificat. Kathy was a world-class ballerina. She still is. I mean, she's still a phenomenal dancer. And she met Keith Thibodeau, who happened to be Little Ricky on the I Love Lucy show, and Johnny Paul Jackson, I think, on Andy Griffith's show. Yeah. So he has a childhood acting career, and a fabulous guy, wonderful.
You know, they are an incredible team, and he also did a music group.
Yeah, David and the Giants.
Yeah, I remember that.
Still touring. Touring.
That is amazing. We were able to go some years ago with one of our reporters years ago with and interview them and see the performance of Ballet Magnificat. Brooke did it. I'll never forget Brooke Rathmel doing a tremendous story. Worked with you on that. So Bay Focus has a history of covering Ballet Magnificat. We want you to experience it. Okay, Whitethorn Events quickly. Then we're going to pivot to why you're doing this. Whitethorn Events, tell us a little bit about what you do. Yeah, so Whitethorn Events, I started back in 2016. And honestly, the reason I started it initially was because I had a daughter, one of my older daughters, who was heading towards a career in ballet, professional ballet. And we were looking for a company she could dance with that fit our belief structure. And we discovered Ballet Magnificat. And so I learned that you can actually book them. So I brought them to Lakeland. Those familiar with Lakeland, the Polk Theater, actually went to the Polk Theater, and I asked if I could rent the theater for a ballet, and they laughed at me. They said, nobody will come to a ballet in Polk County. Well, we had 1,000 people show up at that very first event, and I really felt God tell me, this is what I want you to do. I want you to bring these world-class arts events to your community that talk about me, that present the gospel to the masses. And so we've been doing it ever since. You do. Wow. I love it, and I love being able to put a spotlight on what you do. And there's a particular reason and beneficiary of this event. And we have them with us today because what they do is so amazing. Aviation Ministry Support Association. And Dave, I'm going to throw it to you. Tell us about what you do and a little bit about your background, who you are. And I know you worked this together, and John was super involved in starting this organization. But for our viewers that don't know you, tell us about it.
Sure. Thank you very much. We are a ministry that supports the aviation organizations that are all over the world. There are about 300 ministries all over the world that do aviation, and 10 of them are based right here in Florida. So we have the opportunity to bring them into the second largest air show in the world, and that's Sun and Fun. But why we bring them in is to help give them exposure to that 200,000 plus people that come through that particular event, but help them have exposure as to what they do all over the world through missions aviation, medically, many other things, but primarily getting the gospel into remote areas. So we are a support ministry that brings them in, helps them to be able to come to a show like that, be exposed and learn more about aviation all over the world. And we're just thrilled to be able to partner with Dan.
Yeah, well, that takes some resources to bring
It does.
these groups in to participate.
It does.
But John, I want you to throw in there, you started this organization because you had been to another event, right? You'd been to another air show or something, you saw how you wanted to do this. Tell us a little about the genesis of this.
Well, that's kind of interesting. I'm used JARS. We did what we call missions at the airport. And for many, many years, we did that in Clearwater. And one of those near the end, I asked Mike Maurer if he could go to to Oshkosh, the largest fly-in. Why can't they come to Sun and Fun?
Yeah.
And he says, we don't have the support for Sun and Fun. We have it at Oshkosh, but we don't have it here.
Tell us where Oshkosh, for people don't.
Oshkosh is the largest fly-in in the world.
Yeah.
And it's held in Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
So I got in touch with the people, and we started forward with that. It was way out of my league. I had never done anything like this before, but I felt God telling me that He wanted those missionaries at Sun and Fun. And we argued quite a while. That's a whole different story. But it happened in 2010 was our first event. Had 3 organizations, MAF, JARS, and Ethnos 360.
Yeah.
And 28 missionaries, yeah.
And I love it because you're bringing these missionary organizations in to give them exposure. And while we're talking about this, because then we want to talk about a few other things on how you're trying to expand and get more people involved. But let's show some pictures. Sure. And so that some of our viewers can see this event and what you do.
Right.
Go ahead and tell us what we're seeing.
Well, we have many planes that come in with these ministry organizations to Sun and Fun. That particular picture you're seeing there is right out in front of our feature tent where we give visibility or a static display of these planes so people are drawn in to the feature area. That is a plane, the Kodiak, with a Missionary Aviation Fellowship, and that particular plane has actually flown in Africa doing ministry, and we were able to have that come to Sun and Fun. Then there's another plane that we have there from one of the smaller missionary aviation groups that are in Florida that came as well. There's a family that was attending that are part of missions aviation as well. Then inside the feature tent, all of these ministries have a display table and an area where people can come and learn more about their particular ministry and meet people and have the opportunity of many of them have opportunities to pray for people and also to share the gospel, to share the good news of Jesus Christ. You see one of our volunteers that prayed with them. There's a group, we often have groups that come in from schools, from aviation schools and different other schools that come in. And then we have meetings, and that particular opportunity we had with Moody Radio, they came over and we had an interview with them. And then we also feed them. We not only feed them, but we also house them while they're here to take that expense off of them so they can be able to come and be able to be free. Then last year we had them in 40 different speaking opportunities in schools and churches and in businesses. So once again, they can expose their ministry and have an opportunity to share. There's a family that we house right here in Lakeland with one of the homes there.
I love this, and you just said why it's so important. Like you're doing this event to help support what you guys are doing, Ballet Magnificat, because you're providing the resource to bring these missionary groups in, to bring in these to attend the air show, but you have a plan too, right? Tell us about scholarships and some training. What are you doing with all that?
Well, our organization, for at least the last 4 years, we've always wanted to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
By that, I mean we wanted to take and have the opportunity to be able to support individuals that felt God's call on their life to be a missionary pilot. The cost to do that is amazingly large.
Yeah.
It's anywhere from $53,000 to $90,000 to be able to go through a school and to get your education, your pilot's license, get all the things that you need to do to be able to go out to the field and do the ministry. That's tough on a lot of people. There are a lot that will start and never finish, simply from the standpoint of financial. So we feel like as an organization, the next level for us in the support area is to be able to help those that feel called into doing this ministry, to help them financially be able to go to a school like College of Missions Aviation right here in Florida, and be able to go to that school and not worry about the financial, but focus on the calling that God has given in their lives, and be able to complete that calling by being on the field.
You know, it's so important. What you all are doing is amazing, because for those of you watching don't know, you know, we've done various times on Bay Focus about missionary aviation. They are working in medical care, disaster relief, Bible translation, gospel efforts, requires air travel, and they're doing some remote areas and getting into places others can't. I know we've featured organizations that go into Haiti, for example, in the more safe areas and land out in the middle of a pasture somewhere, you know, and try to do this. So it's so important. And I want to, Dan, tell us now on this particular event with Ballet Magnificat, how you are benefiting them, how these ticket prices go to there, and how viewers can do this.
Yeah, so when we were going to present this event, it's very steeped in missionary aviation. The story itself, Nate Saint is one of the missionaries. He flew that famous yellow Piper Cub plane into the jungles of Ecuador. And I have a daughter involved in missionary aviation. She's in training right now, as a matter of fact. Her name's Rebecca. And through that process, that's when I learned that there are so many students who drop out or don't even go. They'll go do a tour of, say, college missionary aviation, and then say, I can't do it, it's too expensive. And so that really tugged at my heart, and I wanted to be able to do something to help others like my daughter. And so I approached them and said, would you be interested in launching a scholarship fund? And he said, we actually do want to do that. We've been praying about that. And this is the perfect event for that. It's very mission-minded, it's aviation-minded. It will bring awareness to missionary aviation to those who come. And so, so we're raising sponsorships primarily to launch this missionary aviation fund, and it's an undertaking. It's a big effort that requires a lot of money.
Let's make sure that we say this. To attend the event, you can go to whitethornevents.com, can become a sponsor, correct?
Yes. If somebody would like to become a sponsor, please contact us.
And
we could use the help.
And they can contact you through whitethornevents.com, but we're also going to put on the screen that they can contact you. We're going to put I believe we have email address, phone number. So we have that. They can contact you for that. And then also tell us about a discount code for Bay Focus.
Special discount code for Bay Focus viewers if they use Bay Focus 20. All capital letters, Bay Focus with 20 after it. 20. They can get 20% off on their tickets.
And that is going through the website?
whitethornevents.com. Yep. And I would encourage people, this especially in the week that we've just experienced as a nation, this is a wonderful outreach opportunity. There are a lot of people who are wondering, is there hope? And I think the Elliott's, Jim and Elizabeth Elliott's story, Nate Saint's story, Rachel Saint's story, it shows that there is hope found in Christ Jesus. And so use that discount to buy extra tickets and bring friends, bring family members, neighbors that don't know the Lord or are just lacking hope in Christ.
Oh, yeah, I love it. You know, truthfully, this, obviously, this is a great event for the body of Christ to come out and support a Christian ballet, but this is the perfect event for those that are not.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a compelling story, no matter what, whether they're people of faith or not. If you bring in your neighbors, your coworkers, or whatever, it's a compelling story. But it is also a beautiful event. Ballet, who doesn't like ballet,
And the gospel is presented, and they do ministry time at the end. They come into the crowd and do ministry time with people who would like to be prayed for.
So this is a churches could bring groups too, right?
Absolutely. There is a group discount also that you can use that discount code with. So you get an extra discount for 6 or more tickets, and then you can put that 20% discount on top of it.
Okay. Well, we are out of time. This has flown by really quickly, but I tell you, thank you all for sharing it and what you all are doing to come alongside missionary aviation
Absolutely.
is just amazing. And it was new to me. I never knew there was a support group. I knew of mission aviation organizations, but a group like yours, an organization, come alongside them and give them exposure. Wow, that's huge. Yeah, I shouldn't be amazed what God does, the creativity on what God comes up with to support ministry. So I hope you'll bring your group, that you'll come bring your family, and stay tuned. We're going to show you again here a little clip and just what's your appetite a little bit for Ballet Magnificat. They're an amazing, amazing ballet company with a purpose and a vision and a mission. Let's take a look.
We want to hear from you. Is there an event happening in the Tampa Bay area or an organization helping the local community? If you have answers, let us know. Email us at darleneg@ctnonline.com. Find us online at ctnonline.com/bayfocus or follow us on Facebook at Bayfocus TV.
Well, I want you to come out to this Ballet Magnificat performance. You have a quick story, Dan.
Yeah, so my daughter, Rebecca, who's involved in missionary aviation herself, is in training. She was encouraging a young man yesterday, as a matter of fact, through text. And he's just starting, so he was nervous. It's so much. He said, "You can do it. I'll help you. We'll get through this." And he said, "My biggest concern is the finances. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it." And so that's why we're raising the sponsorships, to build up a scholarship fund to be able to help these young men and women get through this training.
I absolutely love it for missionary aviation. I absolutely love that. Thank you so much for sharing. That brings it home. That brings it home to a personal story. And thank you for tuning in. I hope you will come out to this performance. Thanks to the Florida Aquarium for opening their doors for us for Alyse's report. I hope you'll tune in each week on Bay Focus. Check in with me. I want to hear from you. You're seeing on the screen how you can do that. Have a wonderful week. We will see you next time. God bless.